Welcome to the Financial Rebellion Podcast. I'm your host, Todd Romer. We started this podcast for two specific reasons. Number one, we've been helping thousands of people across the country through the speaking tour and the Financial Rebellion newsletter, how to rebel against traditional financial norms that are not working. We teach money way differently, how to dream differently, how to overcome limiting beliefs about yourself and money, how to save and spend money differently to create less stress and increase that control that you desire. And we teach how to create significant wealth over time by learning more about investing and so much more. Some of our guests come on and show you what their side hustle is about, how they're creating additional income, and even turning those side hustles into legit businesses. And we have other expert guests that are teaching money the Financial Rebellion way, like we do too. The second reason we started the podcast is we're big fans of credit unions. And there are millions of people across the country that are still unsure about what the difference between a credit union and a bank actually is. Well, when you actually manage and do money the Financial Rebellion way, it lines up beautifully with being a member of a credit union. Now, let's get into this episode of Financial Rebellion. Welcome to the Financial Rebellion Podcast. I'm your host, Todd Romer. Excited to have an Ohio State Buckeye on today. The Ohio State Buckeyes, right? Hannah Myers. Before I introduce Hannah to you, we are just thrilled with what's been going on with the Financial Rebellion movement, if you will. We have a newsletter that's going out to thousands of people across the country. Financial Rebellion's mission is to help 18 to 34-year-olds rebel against traditional financial norms that are not working. Everybody knows this. And we created a very cool newsletter called Financial Rebellion. You can subscribe to that for free. It comes out every week at financial-rebellion.com. And we talk about money, investing, and business, and have entrepreneur stories like what we're about to learn more from Hannah about with the newsletter too. And Hannah, you're going to be featured in an issue of Financial Rebellion going out to thousands of people. So that's pretty cool. So, but anyway, let's welcome Hannah Myers to the Financial Rebellion Podcast.
Hi there. It's really exciting to be on this.
Well, you've got a pretty cool story going. You have graduated or no, what? Tell me what year again you're at Ohio State. Yeah, you haven't graduated yet.
Yeah, I'm a second year. I'm going into my third year next semester.
Okay. So and then you have an internship in Cincinnati at Siemens, is that right?
Yes. I'm gonna be there this month. Really excited. Summer internship. Excited to get started.
Cool. Okay, before we get into the questions about your business, PathoTrace, which is pretty unique when you think about it, we've got to do the icebreaker as we always do. What was your best and worst money move that you've made, say, over the last few years or as recent as yesterday?
Yeah, I have exciting news about this. Yesterday, I actually got my first credit card, which is a big deal. I'm 19 now, so it's time to do the big kid stuff. It's time to start building credit. So I'm really excited. I got it hooked up to my bank account and everything. I made my first purchase with it yesterday. So hopefully that all goes well there. I'm really excited about that, though.
So that's your best money move. Do you have a not so good money move you've made in the last few years?
Yeah, I'd say my worst money move I've made is getting food off of GrubHub. It's like when you're in college, it's hard to get all the nutrients you need, and it's really tempting to just order food online and get it delivered. And I've ordered way too much food at this point. It's really good, but it's definitely not worth it. Like at this point, I should figure something else out, but it's just so tempting. It's hard.
Because it costs a decent amount of money, delivery, all
Oh
that,
yeah.
and tip and all that good stuff. Well, cool. Okay, let's head into questions about your business. PathoTrace. Tell us all, what is PathoTrace all about?
Yeah, so I founded PathoTrace. I guess in October is when we started the business officially. But I started brainstorming in May of last year, so literally a year ago from now. And I never really thought I was going to get into business. I'm a computer science and engineering student, and I was doing a research program so I could have some opportunities there. But with the research program, they had us do some entrepreneurship activities, and I ended up competing in a competition for $10,000. And I was figuring out an idea that I could use that would help people who are living in space, so people on the ISS. And I ended up focusing on contamination, so that's like mold growth, bacteria spreading, and I figured I mean, there's not really right now a great way for users specifically to detect things like that, to detect mold or bacteria. So we're working on a user-focused contamination detection system. And since May, we competed in September, got $10,000. Competed again in November, got another 20,000. And then recently we competed in April and got 50,000. So in total, we've won $80,000. And yeah, it's really exciting.
$80,000 in startup competition dollars. That's pretty sweet. Okay, what is the 80 grand going toward now?
Yeah, so we're gonna be using it for patent protection, which is gonna take up a bulk of our money because patents are expensive, patent lawyers are expensive. And then the rest of it is going to be going towards our materials, manufacturing, research, and testing the product. Unfortunately, in the business world, especially in the biotech business world, 80,000 doesn't get you very far. So we're just going to keep on building, we're going to keep on competing, and we're going to try to get our first sale soon and start making actual revenue from customers.
So, what does the actual PathoTrace product look like for a regular individual to use?
Yeah, so we have our current MVP is it's a little strip. It's got a little like gel in the middle. It's a hydrogel that we have developed in our lab. And what you do is you place it anywhere you want to place it. So some people would want to place it maybe by a ventilation system where air is gonna filter in and out, or place it by like place it under your sink, somewhere you're concerned about some kind of mold growing. You place it there, and then if there is some kind of contamination, it's going to change color. So our current prototype is going from red to yellow if there is some kind of contamination. In the future, we are going to use a more advanced system that's going to go from pink to blue, which is a more obvious color change. Or no, it's going to go from blue to pink. Sorry, the other way around. It's a more obvious color change. And we also have our app paired with it that allows you to scan your strip, and then it will tell you like a numerical result from the how it's reacted.
Is you're going into some serious biotech, healthcare, industry really, and trying to get that patent. I assume that's the biggest hurdle you have is to get this patented. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's definitely something that we are working on, and it's going to be something that's going to take some time. And then also, I think just because I mean, my current team is me, my friend Cindy, and then also my friend Meredith, and we're all second years. We're all in the same place. None of us are experts in the fields that we're going to into, but we've made a lot of good connections. But it's definitely hard, just as students and as young people in general, to figure out this whole space all like on our own. Basically, like none of us have ever done something like this, and that's kind of where we're running into issues, but we have been so successful so far, and we are really really like we're really excited for what the future has in hold, and really excited to get our voices out there and to get our products out there.
Who's helping you at Ohio State Center of Entrepreneurship or in and around Columbus, Ohio? Because, like you said, you all are young. You have co-founders, And where are you getting mentorship from?
So far, the Keenan Center of Entrepreneurship has been the best place to go to for us. We have I think we have Ashley Lippincott. She is kind of, I don't know her exact title, but she's like the director. She hosts like I don't know if it's hosting, but she makes all these programs available to students and she gets the word out there. She's honestly just the greatest person to be running the show at the Keenan Center. She's such a sweet person and she is so great with helping students out, and she's so great with connecting us to people, and she also gives us like really great advice, very encouraging. So she, I would say, is a mentor to us. She doesn't exactly have the biological expertise that we need for a product like ours, but she really is just such a great business mentor and mentor in entrepreneurship. There's also our mentor for our last competition was Greg Pugh. He helped us a lot with like challenging our product and challenging our idea and challenging how we're going to go to the market, because that he's a serial entrepreneur, so he's a lot of expertise there, and he really challenged us. Like he wanted us to think about the technicalities. He wanted us to think about whether we were the right team to do this. So he was also great. Um, those are our two, I would say, main mentors right now. So as of now, we don't really have a solid biological mentor, like a biology mentor. I am working in a lab where I have people around me who are experts in that field. But yeah, for now, that's what we've got going for us in terms of mentors at OSU.
It all sounds really cool. Financial Rebellion, again, we are all about helping young people 18 to 34 get ahead financially. We also are big fans of the credit union industry in central Ohio. There are a number of great credit unions that are accessible for people to go, wait a minute, why am I with the bank? From Kemba Financial Credit Union in Columbus to Ohio Healthcare Credit Union, Tel Ohio, and others, even Wright Pat Credit Union. All right. So, Hannah, what I'm hearing is you've got three co-founders. You're obviously all smart to even come up with this, and then you've won $80,000 in competition. So someone's not just going to give you the grand prize that you've been doing three times in a row if there wasn't something that has real potential. So, what is the what do you think your next steps are to get that person or mentor or angel investor that has had money, say, invested in other um, biotechnology, biomedical products like yours? Have you thought that as well of that as well?
Yeah, we've definitely thought about it. Right now we're just trying to make the most of our connections that we've made so far. The more we talk to people, the more connections we get. There's always someone who knows another person who's willing to help, or that person knows another person who's willing to provide more advice. So we're just like continuing to build our connections. We've had so many coffee chats, and me and Cindy, we both went to the same school district, so we're going to be returning back and talking to teachers, just talking to our community, and seeing what they have to offer to us. Also, I we're like so it's since we're all going to be in different places over the summer because we all have different internships. Meredith's going to be in Australia. Cindy's going to be in Boston. We're trying to also make connections in our regions where we're going to be. So right now for Cincinnati, we're reaching out to people in Cincinnati, trying to talk to the University of Cincinnati, seeing if we can make some connections there so we can get progress done um, while we're apart. And then like Meredith's going to be reaching out to her people in Australia. Same with Cindy in Boston. I know Cindy's plan is to attend as many events as she can, make as many connections as she can. Yeah, so right now we're kind of all about the connections, all about just meeting new people, and seeing what they have to offer to us.
Oh. Well, it's clear that you have this entrepreneurial mindset, all of you. So, what? have you learned over the last year or two when you started to create this from scratch, this product? What have you learned about yourself that has been surprising during this process?
Yeah. It's been such an interesting journey because again, I never ever thought I would be doing what I'm doing right now. Like it never even crossed my mind. I always figured I guess I don't know. It just never was something that I thought was in my future, and the journey has been so crazy. And I feel like what I've learned about myself is I'm very much a perfectionist. I'm very competitive, and I am very stubborn. That's what I've learned about myself. Because working with a team on something so ambiguous is very difficult, and I've learned so much about like putting like swallowing my pride, and listening what other people around me um have to say, whether it's good or bad. I know that was a big problem that I ran into for the first two competitions, because I was scared to let my team like present with me because I knew I was confident in my own presenting skills. And I was unsure about my team presenting with me. But on the like most recent competition, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give it a chance. I'm gonna see how this goes. And Cindy and Meredith did present with me in that lost competition, and we did really great. They did so amazing, and I'm so proud of them. And I'm um, happy that I was able to let that that perfectionism go. And it's something that I still need to work on, but I've gotten so much better at it. I never realized like how rigid I was about so many things until I started this business. So
Love your answers on that because at 19 years old, you're already recognizing that about yourself. And, that can take people decades to figure out. And even if this doesn't go, PathoTrace doesn't go where you want it to go, you've already learned these character traits about you at this age to take to another venture, to take to a company, maybe if it ends up you're an employee. But you know what? We tell people all the time you can become an entrepreneur within a company and then you're going to be seen as super valuable, right? So,
yeah.
uh, love your response to that. Okay, so when the doubt and fear comes in, everybody has this for any entrepreneur ever in the history of humanity has had doubt and fear come in at multiple times through the process of getting a product or service to market, or even when they're still running a business and been there, done that. What do you do when you get the fear and the doubt that comes your way as you're progressing this business?
Yeah, no, that is so hard to overcome. Honestly, like we haven't even overcome it. There's still so much doubt and fear that we have together as a team. Personally, I mean, I kind of think of it in a more, I guess, scientific way, approaching failure. Like every scientist knows that you learn the most from your failures than you do from your wins. Like I mean, I feel like if I always got down on myself for every single time that we failed or every single time we didn't do as well as we wanted to, I would never be able to like learn more and learn how to be better. So like when you have that doubt or when you do fail, it's just important to take that in as a lesson, and to know that, okay, this is what I did wrong this time. And if I improve that, this is how I can do so much better in the future. I feel like it's just so important to take mistakes, failures, anything just as a lesson. And I live by that. It's one of my biggest philosophies. Like, failure, you can't let it hold you back. And I feel like there's also like a similar answer as a team. It's really hard to be a solo entrepreneur, and because I was so stubborn, it was like I pretty much was like I had this team, but I wasn't leaning on them, and I because I was just too stubborn. But it's very important when you do have a team, you have to encourage each other. Everyone's going to have doubts, and it's important that you all work together to build each other up, to make sure you're all working together and acknowledging the doubts, but also thinking about a plan going forward. to get over that, because it's so hard to let all of that like weigh on yourself. And like if you have people around you, you need to like to utilize that, because they're there to help you and you're there to help them. So yeah, just working as a team, to get over those doubts or to encourage each other, and also just as yourself, thinking like every failure I make is just another opportunity to learn and another opportunity to be better.
Yeah. What are you going to be doing at Siemens this summer? Because that's a pretty big worldwide company.
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing their computer science software co-op. So I'm gonna be working with other undergraduate students, I think also some grad students, working on, I believe, like pipelining their current systems, reinforcing databases, just computer science stuff, coding, anything I can get my hands on. As someone who loves to take every opportunity I have, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be doing more than coding. I'm going to try to do whatever whatever presents itself to me, so I can make the most out of my experience.
It's great. Okay, what are your parents thinking about what you've been up to the last couple of years? Are they as shocked, or are they like, "Oh, we knew this was inside of Hannah the whole time"? Where are they at with all this?
I no, I don't think they knew. I mean, they yeah, I mean, I think my parents have always pushed me so hard, and I think at some point in high school, it kind of clicked for them as like, all right, she's got it, she's gonna figure things out, and then from there, it was kind of just me on my own pushing myself. I don't think they ever really had in mind that I'd have this like in my future at all. Of course, they've always been very proud of me and the things that I've accomplished in the past, but I remember I think this was just a surprise to me, so it was also like an even bigger surprise to them. But I think they're really excited. They're really willing to help, and I think they love like coming to the events and stuff. It's just it's really funny. I don't think anyone realized it was coming, but they're obviously um, gonna keep on pushing me and gonna keep on um, like
Yeah, they're the
encouraging
biggest.
me to keep going. Yeah.
Yeah, they're your biggest fans, of course, right? Naturally. Okay,
Hmm.
so um, I've got a couple more questions before we get to finality here. And this one is unrelated to your business, but super related to the mission of Financial Rebellion.
Hmm.
We keep telling people we are just in the bottom of the first inning of what we have in store for Financial Rebellion, helping people rebel against traditional financial norms. What do you want to know about money that you don't know? Or what do you, as someone said recently, I suck at this, meaning I suck at saving, or I'm not good at this. And she wanted to know, how do I save money better? But what is it about anything related to money that you want to know or overcome?
I think the biggest thing for me is investing. I don't I mean, I'm very very much someone who is so hesitant to put money into things that I don't know what I will get out of. I am very scared of investing. I have a Roth IRA, and my dad keeps on saying like, "Handy, you gotta put more money into this. Like, you gotta keep on investing." And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I'm very scared of putting money into things that are uncertain. And I feel like I don't understand the whole market. There's just so much I don't understand about buying stocks and what stocks are good. Um, yeah, that's definitely
Yeah,
my
that's
biggest thing.
well, guess what? That is the most popular response we get all around the country from young men, young women investing. How do I do this safely? How do I overcome the fear? But man, is it a big part of what we teach at Financial Rebellion. So you'll just have to, keep getting the issues of Financial Rebellion as we're going to be helping you do that. And we're really excited about the launch of my second book this fall. That's going to be a very big deal called Financial Rebellion. And you're going to be able to read that book and go, oh, I'm down. I mean, I'm doing this like yesterday. So, and a whole lot more. So just curious what your thoughts were there. Where can someone who's listening or watching learn more about you? What are your social media handles? And also PathoTrace, your business?
Yeah. Well, LinkedIn, I'm Hannah Myers. I think if you Google Hannah Myers OSU, you'll be able to find me there. I don't know if there's a LinkedIn handle, but there's that. PathoTrace, you can find us at patho.trace at Instagram. And then same with our LinkedIn. Our LinkedIn's PathoTrace too. You can also go to our website, pathotrace.org, and then you can email us at team at pathotrace.org, I believe, is what that is. That's how you can stay in contact. And yeah, I think the most updates you'll get are from LinkedIn, if you want to, connect with me or connect with the business. Yeah.
Follow along. Okay. And Myers is
Mhm.
spelled M-Y, M as in Mary, M-Y-E-R-S, Hannah Myers.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
cool.
people get that wrong, yeah.
Well, we are very thankful to have you on, Hannah. You got a great story. And yeah, keep us posted on how things are going.
Yeah, it was so exciting. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Well, thanks everyone for listening and watching this episode of Financial Rebellion with Hannah Myers, co-founder of PathoTrace and what she's doing in the biotechnology area. And all of you listeners as well, feel free to again visit financial-rebellion.com to subscribe to our free weekly email newsletter. And again, we learn a lot about not just investing, but how important it is to really look at where you bank and why you bank there. That's another piece that we are very big on. And again, we're big on credit as well. All right, Hannah, thanks for your time.